What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kilt video series. Today we're going to be talking about a multitude of things. So I think we should just get right into it. Going to be talking about Thanksgiving. So, Mitchell, you're talking about Thanksgiving?
Yeah, so I'm going to start off with the Thanksgiving parade that everyone most likely saw in the morning, Thursday. I wanted to say that I always remember when I was like a child going down to Detroit and seeing the parade, trying to catch as many beads as I could. And it's just weird to see like how it's changed so much. Excuse me, sorry. And it's just like watching how like so last minute that it turned into online sort of parade, and it's people all around Michigan, sending in videos, and it's not only in Detroit, it can be anywhere. There's videos of cheerleading squads from I think it was Grand Rapids and Traverse City sending in videos. So it was cool to see how people came together in this like weird time with COVID, but it is sad to see like the differences and what we've missed out, like my experiences in my childhood. But I know there's many more things that were different during Thanksgiving, and I think Ava had something to touch down about that.
For sure. So Thanksgiving this year was completely different than the past Thanksgivings that they have ever been. And I think during the holidays, especially like dealing with this pandemic, they're extremely different. I know for my Thanksgiving, especially, like, we try to keep it as normal as possible. It's just trying to keep the same like celebration, the same family. But I just know a lot of family members just couldn't come because of the risks, and they're just like, my grandparents especially just did not want to be in that situation. And I just feel like during this time, like, everyone's in such a weird position, and I feel like it's even going to affect like, oh, Christmas is next month and how that's going to play out. And I think that these holidays are just going to keep on happening like this. How was your guys' Thanksgiving? What were the differences with that?
Mine, honestly, was probably like pretty much the same. Obviously, didn't have as big of a gathering with like extended family, just some cousins, and my grandma actually showed up. But I know that the guy that I work for, he said that he had a Zoom Thanksgiving, and he said that was really weird, and they were really just eating dinner by themselves with a computer next to them, but they tried to make the best of it, they said.
Yeah, so speaking of Zoom Thanksgiving, so my brother came home from college for Thanksgiving, and he came home with COVID, so we had to self-isolate. So for Thanksgiving dinner, we set up a Zoom for him, and he just kind of faced our table and ate Thanksgiving dinner with us.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I know of someone. Their grandpa was on the way to their Thanksgiving dinner, and he brought a couple friends, and the friends came down with like a low fever, but it was still a fever. So they actually turned around, and it's just weird. They couldn't spend Thanksgiving with their family. Like, they had to self-isolate and have Thanksgiving alone, which
it was super weird too, because I normally spend it with like 30 of my relatives at my aunt's house, and I literally was with my mom, my grandma, and my grandma's friend, and it was 4 of us because my dad and sister were in California, and it was just like a normal dinner. There was not that much food, and it was strange. And it also leads right into the football that got all messed up because of it too. So normally we have 3 NFL games every Thanksgiving. We got the Lions, who always play, and the Cowboys, and then normally the third game's like random 2 teams, normally a pretty good game. But the third game the Steelers versus the Ravens happened to get pushed back to Tuesday, I believe, and then it got pushed again to Wednesday, and it was at 3:30 on a Wednesday, which is super strange. But the Lions played the Texans, and they jumped off to a good start. They got a pick, and then they scored a touchdown, and they were up 7-0, and then the good old Lions came back around and threw a pick six somehow to the end, J.J. Watt. Most of you probably know him if you're a football fan, and he caught it literally 12 feet up in there and walked into the end zone, and it started the loss that ended 42-25. And then also the Cowboys played the Washington football team, and the Cowboys are supposedly supposed to be America's team, but They have been horrible for the past 20 years, and their defense just got shredded by not a no-name, but a new starter for the Washington football team, their running back, Antonio Gibson, and he absolutely destroyed them with like 3 touchdowns and 250 yards. It gave some fantasy team owners tons of points, including myself. And I think Will had something to say about the Lions
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I had Antonio Gibson as well. He really carried me to a win this week. So after another disappointing season with the Lions, as usual, things are starting to look up a little bit. This is the first good news we've had as Lions fan in years. Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn were fired the other day, and so this gives the Lions, I feel like, another opportunity to get a new staff, clear everybody out, and rebuild once again.
Yeah, thank God.
I think this next year, I think it's gonna be our year.
Oh yeah, Super Bowl 2022.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
You know, everything's different this year, guys. Or this next season, all different. New.
So
new
yeah,
Whip's gonna step it up, you know.
yeah. Since we're talking
Well,
about Super Bowl teams, boys, and Kilt, the Chiefs. One player in particular had a crazy game. The Chiefs. His name's Tyreek Hill, and he ended to start off with this all. The Chiefs won 27-24, and their offense just jumped on them right off the gate. Tyreek Hill bombed down the field. A few fantasy owners that have him, he ended up dropping, I think it was just like Gibson, but crazier. He had 58 fantasy points. And the speedster, Tyreek, he had 13 receptions and 270 yards, which is honestly crazy numbers at this right now.
Literally destroyed me because he was on the other team and gave
Yeah.
the dude 50,
Sorry too happy
58
about
points. I think it was the second highest performance in fantasy ever, so it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, he was right behind.
And,
I think his name is
Steelers-
Flipper Anderson. Flipper Anderson.
Yeah, him and another dude named Clinton Portis, but I think that was maybe before fantasy was out.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
But about the last game, the Steelers and the Ravens, that was yesterday on Wednesday, or actually 2 days ago now, my bad. The Steelers came in 10-0 versus the Ravens, who I think were 6-4, and they didn't have their starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who's one of the most electrifying players in the league, and you could just see their offense was absolutely stale, and the Steelers, it was a close game. The Steelers ended up winning 19-14, and it put them to 11-0, which is best record in the NFL, and that's one of my favorite teams, so that's pretty good news.
Yeah, the Ravens were down to their third string quarterback, Trace McSorley.
McSorley.
Yes, sir.
Because Robert Griffin III went down with an injury late fourth quarter, and Trace McSorley stepped in, got him a touchdown. Almost came back, but then Steelers had to put him away.
Yeah. Well, we got some big news this past week or past 2 weeks. Elon Musk actually passed Bill Gates in being the second richest person in the world. So he has a net worth of $144 billion, which is insane. And he's just behind Jeff Bezos. He has $187 billion. That's his net worth. Like, what would you do with that money?
Dude, you can't even spend it fast enough at that point. It's just
Exactly.
like there's not even enough stuff to buy.
Buy a lot of candy.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Candy. I'd probably buy a jet and that fly around.
Oh yeah, dude, you wouldn't have to worry about anything. But no, it's huge, honestly, because like Tesla's on the come up. They're releasing a new like car that's gonna be super inexpensive. So like, I don't know, it shows a lot. But of course, Amazon
Yeah, I think this
has.
could lead to,
Go ahead.
I think
Matt.
this could lead to Elon Musk just becoming he could get his hands on a lot of stuff with this kind of money. And it could-
World domination for Elon Musk.
Dude,
I don't
we
know
all
about
gotta get chipped.
domination or like some
All electric cars on the
insane
road.
technology could become over sometime soon.
Yeah. Well, Cyber Monday was also this past week, and it's caused a lot of shipping delays actually, which I guess you could expect that. But yeah, like Amazon, all the major retailers are being like people are buying stuff off their websites, and shipping companies, like USPS, FedEx, UPS, they're all being like super overwhelmed because nobody's ever bought so much stuff at this rate online.
To add on that, David, I actually work at Coach, which is located at the Great Lakes Crossing Mall. And over Black Friday and that weekend, we were just packed in with orders online and people coming in. And it was cool to see how social distancing and everyone had to sort of spread out. Numbers were lower, but it was crazy to see how many people actually showed up and came in, bought some bags, and it was weird to see other stores though. They weren't getting as much attention, but it was good to see.
And I'm a huge shopper, probably oh my god, it's so bad, but I did Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and I think with Black Friday, it was just so weird, like seeing how stores would have capacity numbers, and once they reached that, you had to wait outside to even get in. So at that time, like me and my parents would like stand in like 20-minute lines just to get in a store, and it's just like so weird. Like that's not how it was months ago. And I think even with Cyber Monday, like I ordered so many stuff. It's like so much, like it was bad. It was really bad. But
how was it with COVID at like the malls? Was it crazy or is it like?
Oh yeah, it was
out?
like there was like a lot. It was like I think it was like the same thing as like the normal Black Friday, but I
So
just
there was
think
not
that.
social distancing really.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sounds like COVID Central.
I know.
I actually went Black Friday shopping, but not to a mall. I went to Walmart, just kind of for the heck of it, with George, and I don't know. There were some pretty long lines, and not many people were really paying attention to the guidelines. So it's probably
Dude, it's Walmart.
yeah. I mean,
Walmart had some great
Walmart's
deals on
crazy.
everything,
Hey,
especially those Pokemon cards, Pete.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no. But also, yeah, so we had the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight, and the Jake Paul and Nate Robinson fight.
Yeah. I watched that the other night. That was a pretty funny fight to watch. Jake Paul and Nate Robinson go at it because they were beefing online, and
Long
kind of
fight, too.
surprising that Jake Paul actually knocked him out first round. Made him
Second.
mean he was sleeping, but
Second.
second round, was it second round?
Yeah, it was at the
Beginning of the
beginning.
I
second.
don't recall the break, but
You
But
guys
he was
he was gonna win there? I
Nate
honestly,
Robinson's a retired NBA player, so it was kind of wild
Yeah.
to see that.
I thought he was gonna.
YouTuber still.
Who was
beating an
predicted to
NBA player.
win?
Jake Paul was
Jake
predicted to
Paul
win by a
was
lot,
the-
actually.
I figured.
Nate
And,
is just
uh,
much smaller, so.
Yeah, when they went out there, I thought that Nate was gonna have some strength, but Jake was a lot bigger and seemed to have trained more. So
I mean, I feel like the way Nate Robinson's built, if they did like a UFC type match, it would probably suit him better, because I don't think boxing was his style.
Yeah.
that's true. He's kind of a quick guy, but he didn't really look trained at all. He kind of was sporadic going at him. I think he thought that Jake was gonna do the same thing, but clearly he didn't, and slept his butt.
What'd you think about the Mike Tyson fight?
I mean, I thought it was. I mean, we watched history. That was pretty sweet seeing them go back at it. But
Yeah, it was super weird. I
yeah,
feel like it was so weird when you watched them walk out.
it was weird. Like, you watch like their highlights or their knockouts or something, then you watch them fight today, and it was it was slower, but like you could see little glimpses of Mike Tyson still having it. And it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
It was
Honestly, I would say that was pretty underwhelming from what I was expecting. I was expecting Mike Tyson to go out there from all the videos and training he was doing, like.
Dude, the
he
guy
was
looked
going so
insane.
fast. Yeah, he looked like old Mike,
Yeah.
but then he went in there and he was just like super.
Roy
strong.
Jones though is a very, very good fighter as well. Probably one of the closest ones to Mike, and he has fought way more recently than Mike, so he had a little bit of a psychological advantage there. But Mike Tyson was saying after the fight that Roy was the only person who would fight him, so it's kind of cool to see someone actually challenge Mike Tyson.
Hey, maybe Jake Paul will take him up next time.
I want to see a death.
That's Floyd Mayweather, man. You challenge him to a fight.
And going back to that, the Jake Paul fight, at the end of it, Jake Paul calling out some UFC fighters like Conor McGregor, which most people probably know. So.
absolutely
Maybe he
crazy.
was just in the moment with all that energy, but
Yeah.
I think that's a tactic him and his brother are using to get their name out there. His brother's calling out Mayweather, best boxer, one to ever live. And honestly, I think both of them would have zero chance in any fight with those two guys.
Yeah. Any
Yeah,
I
press?
would want to watch it.
I would
Great
want to watch it because I'd want to watch Jake Paul get knocked out.
Hey, I mean, if I would get paid millions of dollars to get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Pretty much
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Well, the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight actually ended in a draw, so in a tie. So I mean, most people thought. I think we can agree that Mike Tyson kind of had the upper hand in most of the rounds, but it was like predetermined almost before, saying it wouldn't really affect their overall records. So, but it was weird to see like that tie. But I mean, given their age.
I think the weirdest part was them not having a crowd. I feel like that was just like so, because usually you see like the Las Vegas, they have like the huge the arena in the middle, and then they have like the huge crowd all around. They have like the spotlights and an announcer and everyone's going crazy, but like you didn't have that. It was just like they had like weird, I guess, like shadows of like people in the background or something like that. It was really really odd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like
a
that
lot of
takes away
sports
from
are-
like the energy of the atmosphere of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think most sports, you kind of need those fans to pump you up, but fighting, especially when you just hear that noise and like that chaos behind you, I feel like gives you that extra like, I don't know, fire in you.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like drums, or like
Yeah.
like heavy like music in the background. Yeah, but latest like social media craze has been the metal monolith that was in where was it? Do you know where it was?
They said it was in the deserts of Utah, I think.
Yeah.
And I heard it was somewhere else, another country.
Yeah.
So I think it disappeared.
Right, yeah.
And then it reappeared in Romania, maybe?
Yeah, Romania.
On some illegal site, which was even more strange because how do you get something on an illegal site?
Yeah.
But that one also disappeared right after it went up and was found. Then I heard they found another one in California today or yesterday, and that's just absolutely whack.
Do you think it's people just putting them there, making them? Like,
Well, here's the thing. It could be, but also I feel like if it was, we probably would have film of people moving it because people would be like watching, but also they're just random spots. I don't know.
I did see an article of people claiming that they removed the one that was in Utah because a bunch of people were trying to go and find it and they were like messing up the area. And it said they had footage of them doing it, but I don't know if I believe it. It could have just been them carrying some structure they made to try and get famous.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean-
I was reading that people were thinking that it could be like some form of artwork, but like, how are you gonna get a giant metal thing and put it somewhere random and not have anybody see you do it?
Well,
and
that
you need
and
them too.
Santa Claus.
right, yeah. And I mean there was like video, I'm pretty sure there was videos. This is from what I heard. I mean, it's a huge like, mystery. But I heard it was like hollow and like it felt like, it was like hollow and really like kind of flimsy. So
Yeah. Well, I heard the one in Romania was they said it was almost welded together by someone. It was like a bad welding job, and it wasn't even as perfect as the one in Utah. So that gives more signs that it could just be a person.
Yeah, but no, it's crazy. I mean, like, and the fact that it disappeared, and from the pictures that I saw, it looked like it was like almost formed like in the rock.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just me that saw that, but like,
Yeah.
It's weird how people find it too, and then it disappears.
right.
Yeah.
Well, did you
You'd
hear?
think people would see it?
Did you hear how they found it? It was like this like sheep like tracker something. They're like flying over it in an airplane or something like that, and they found it. That's when they saw it.
That's crazy.
Like the weirdest thing. Like what?
Like shining or something.
I get. I
Yeah.
assume. But like it was in the middle of like a cavern. Like I don't know. It's just weird.
It's got to be aliens.
Dude.
Santa Claus,
Has
and
to.
his elves.
Santa.
What else will 2020 bring to us?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
nothing
Truly.
surprises me.
Not anymore.
Well,
Let's finish off the year good.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
I think
try.
that's about,
Hopefully
I think
another
that's
Kilt
about
cast.
all we got today for the Kilt cast. And
Yeah.
with this crazy year of 2020, we'll for sure have another episode up next week or maybe the week after that, talking about some more stuff that's going
Yes,
on.
sir.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.